since Haddock said I can only carry noobs.
I wasn't completely sold on Andy, mainly because he hasn't reached you know, that high and competitive. He's kind of like rallying a bunch of noobs, you know, like SEC players.
And they will take game 1 of 1 here and set themselves up great for the rest of the morning in our tiebreak. And Smoke Break won their tiebreaker early this morning, and they'll win their second chance, and Smoke Break will finish as top seed. And Doug,
she's sleeping.
Bringing it
she
to
knows.
you here. Fine morning, Aggro. Lots to play for
in the window
these
with the
individual
ducks.
matchups here. Can you avoid just even having to play later on today at all? Can you avoid matching up against some of the really good teams from Group A? I mean, there's a lot that can change based on how these next 3 individual games pan out.
Is the volume good or
is
is it loud?
huge boon for anyone who can get it. Not having to play, getting yourself in a position to have a much easier bracket
I want to be a
at
cat.
Vegas is obviously huge. But as you mentioned, even the difference between the 2nd and 3rd seed's pretty big. 3rd seed would play Borscht, 2nd seed plays Mockingbird.
Yep.
No disrespect to Mockingbird, but Borscht has certainly looked
If,
like a team
if I was a cat, I'll be the nicest cat ever. You'll love me as a cat.
That's just math,
I'll
if
just
you
be
ask
there.
me. So
I'll be
pretty
the best
important couple tiebreaker games here to start us off.
Well, these are fun because all of these teams taking games off one another, so we get to see how they've adapted, changed up their play styles, but it's
this
sort
is
of
a
a fun opposite
tiebreaker
conversation. You talk about
for
best of
Vegas
fives
to see
and
who
how
gets
the dynamic changes. Now
by
you're just in
round
best of
and
ones,
gets
the
better
opposite end.
positioning
You're
in the
throwing out what you
bracket
got in your one chance
for
against
the
this
land
one
next
team.
month.
Here today,
Well,
we'll see
3
every
weeks
team play a
from
couple of
now.
times. Early meetings in the jungle,
I'll even do
mainly
TikTok
over
for
here
you.
on left.
I'll make you
3v3,
money.
mid laners and soul laners all on their lonesome over on the right side of the map, but it's Smoke Break a bit more aggressive. Maybe considering this early 3v3
Always doing
to be a
this
bit stronger
same
for them.
thing.
Good damage from
We got
Ecrom
it?
and a pluck onto Valo. It's the perfect target, and that's
nice
forced
blink.
the blink away.
Oh, we got it,
ELLEON
so
on
they
it
actually
early on with his duo laner.
we're actually
Absolutely
in a really good
smurfs
spot.
it, man. I mean, he sunders off the purple. He confirms it for his team. He gets the blink out from Valo. Just picture perfect here from ELLEON. And I love this.
And he's
Why
gonna
let
chase
Valo
him?
continue to
He's gonna
farm? My
bother
man's
him?
half HP. No relic, just a little too late. The clear for Valo just good enough.
A little bit too late,
to make
so
sure
he's
that he
gonna
doesn't
be a
have to
little bit
contest
under because
ELLEON
he's
on
not
that
gonna get
speed.
so much
ELLEON,
XP.
fun player to watch.
He's gonna lose like 2
you know,
minutes.
really gets up and at him early this morning. Sends out a post. He's excited to
So
get
they
playing
get a free
with the
run?
Smoke
Yeah,
Break
exactly.
team.
This is to see who gets
the
the
dual lane of
advantage
Smoke Break.
on the bracket for
Yeah,
next month.
circumstances be what they may. ELLEON comes in for this event. Feels like ELLEON and Ecrom have been on the same page, even in moments like that. That requires teamwork, right?
Yep.
To be on the same page in moments like that and play those moments right.
Yep,
I think
they've
Ecrom
played
is
really well.
the one
and
from
it
France.
doesn't look like ELLEON is just subbing in, and I can tell you he's
That's so cool,
definitely
to be
not played a
honest.
whole lot of games with Ecrom in his career, right? That been in 2 separate regions.
Literally.
They don't have a lot of natural or already established synergy, I should say,
Yeah.
but Andy's been around the block. He's played on so many different teams. He's played so many different roles. He knows how to be a teammate now, and I think that's been very clear with how well he's played during this time.
Oh, good.
Yes but no, not really
for
like
Smoke Break
playing
over on the left side of the
together,
map.
but they've been playing
here in mid,
against
I'm
each other
intrigued how this
forever, and they
matchup
know
will
how
break
everybody
out. Couple
plays.
skill
Like, you already
shot
know that
ultimates
Andy has
between
played
Sap 7
competitive
and
on all
Gold.
the roles, so
It'll
he
keep
understands
things,
how people can think.
keep eyebrows raised around
And
objectives.
he has a
I'm
big
considering
gut pull,
Gold
so he
Fury
understands
steals,
the
Fire
cooldown
Giant
and
steals,
how they
should we
escalate.
be fortunate enough to get into
Escalate?
moments like that.
Scale.
But often, Aggro, my mind goes to
Yes,
what's the
Tiger's
setup
actually
look like
casting for this land, and I'm so
around
happy
those ultimates.
to
Is
hear
one
him.
mid laner
He's the GOAT.
cleaner, more easy, more
I don't know if he's
facilitated
gonna keep being a
in those
caster right
moments.
now,
Those
but
are
he's doing it
questions
for
I
this
tend to
land.
ask myself when I see those characters locked in.
Absolutely, it's the Kukulkan for Sap 7, and it really is not close. Pluck you can ult off of. Jump stun from Dzoni you can ult off of. Ragnarok is obviously the easiest one in the game, but even Ama ult is very simple. Sap, I love the Kukulkan pick. You know,
Yeah, I really like
it
the
isn't something that we've
to
seen
hear
a lot
them.
of. As
To be honest, all the casters
evidenced
have been
by
popping up.
Trelly and Malum's reaction.
I think it
on the
was
desk.
Lermy's.
But I think it was an excellent pick here because of all the
I
setup
don't know how
for
to
Smoke
pronounce
Break,
it.
because it
The
contests
bu- the
objective
boot?
secure,
The
like
boot?
with Globe's ultimate.
The
But it's
boot?
also great slow immunity against
She
a-
was
a
casting for the
bunch of
first time,
gods
she
that
was doing great
slows
too.
are how they kill you. Raw slows you down. That 2 slow is really potent. Now you've got slow immunity with the 2 there for Kukulkan. and so does Valo's
Yeah, I
Nemesis
think they're gonna
relies
keep
on those
playing on
slows.
the
Even
on the same
Yamoja
side of
really
the map,
relies on
the
slows
left
a
side
lot
of the
of the
map,
time
and they're
to
gonna
set
try
up
to
for
keep
her
doing
stun.
the same strat
Sap
that they're
can
doing
immune
and do
all
Gold
of
Fury
that
at 5
with the
minutes
two
again.
very simply.
Yep.
So I think it's an excellent
Let's
pick
see
for
what
Smoke
happens.
Break, and I'm expecting a big game from him.
I'm thinking back to
I'm
the
shaking,
SAP 7
chat.
game I casted yesterday or we watched yesterday with Smoke Break. Poor Sap was just chosen time and time again. Poseidon in game 1, like 0-4, 0-5, really tough start, but ended up not mattering by the end of that matchup. And so, of course, moments like that make you think about junglers. Dzoni, one of the fastest paced junglers we've got here in this tournament. And Valo's been really surprising. So much fun to watch and so important for this Food Drive for Globe team. And
Right
so as we start
now,
to hit that level
we're
5
not letting
mark,
them get
I
everything from
expect
the
to
left
see Dzoni
really
really
side like
active
last
early in
time.
this game.
This
Now
is,
we know
this
how
is
they
the,
play,
the type of pick
the
that
strat
you
that they
want
do.
to be active early on, no doubt. But
How to counter.
I think that Smoke Break's a team that historically has always been pretty willing to
Keep the
play
camera
a
on.
slower
Oh, no,
pace.
Also slow things down. Yep.
They know how to play the
I
late
wanna
game
watch him
fights.
too. When I
Benko
watch
and
his
Dzoni have been playing
face.
together for years at this point.
Gotta put a
So
use a
they know
picture.
how each other want to play a lane versus play the team fights. And I think that their comfort level in that has been pretty evident. I think that Food Drive is a team that has been higher paced. You know, no surprise
Every
coming
time
from
I see you in
NA,
the camera,
a
I'm
region
like-
that is typically a little faster paced than EMEA historically. But it would not surprise me if Food Drive is the one trying to make stuff happen earlier than Smoke Break. But Johnny's flexible. You know, he can do whatever is required, and if it needs him to put the pedal to the metal a little early, then he'll be there.
Was over on right. No ultimate for Karmic on the Hades and was about half HP. But did not find that opening over in mid. Both junglers hover as
So
well.
now
Valo,
Gold Fury spawn.
2
Let's see if
moments
they're
ago,
gonna
hit
try
level
to
5
group
on
up
the Nemesis.
and do it again. Since
the
they've been doing
shred
that
and the
strat
slow
in every single game.
could be really potent depending on where these junglers turn their eyes. Over in duo
Oh,
lane,
to
we
be
saw
honest,
the
Sobek is
clash
so
around
good
Purple
against
Buff early in
Yamoja
this
too,
game,
just
but
because you can escape the
it's
ult
relatively been
nowadays, so
quiet
you
after that.
can go through walls with the ult.
Leon and Echrome happy to sit
So you
back,
don't
farm things
feel
up as well. Feels like this
The pressure.
Sobek Yamoja
Yeah.
matchup aggro is just a mainstay here this weekend. One of the consistencies in our meta has been these two supports.
And I think it's a really good indication of how strong Yamoja is on turning engagements, that Sobek just feels like he can't pluck
Katie.
into that matchup ever. If he
Yeah,
does,
she's-
then it's going to be
and
River's
he's
Rebuke,
still
and yes, Sobek can use his
executes
ultimate
you.
in order to get underneath those walls, but you just don't necessarily want to be putting yourself in that spot that easily, because the chain stuns are just real easy for Happen to go into after you pluck in. But I will say I think Lurking in the Waters is a lower value ultimate than River's Rebuke, so if you're looking to set up a play, I wouldn't be surprised to see ELLEON start with a pluck, get that River's Rebuke, trade his ultimate,
we're
and
grouping
then
up.
they try and make something happen.
Everyone from Smoke Break over here on left. The pluck connects on
That
the
was so
Vala,
bad.
blink away, and double dash. Nemesis with that blink. Get out of dodge really quickly. Food Drive and Smoke Break collapsing in on the Fury.
Oh, we
and
got
Dzoni
it? Okay,
has
I need
got
you
the
all
first
now.
objective of the game. The
Bro.
River's Rebuke crashes
Oof.
down, and it's given first blood right back to Valo.
I could die.
Objective to Smoke Break. First kill.
And now
to Food
it's
Drive
run,
for
run,
Globe.
run, run,
But
run. That
aggro,
guy's
there
gonna
still
kill
may be
him.
a chase on.
Karmic has made his rotation over, and ELLEON's got nowhere to go.
Globe adds another.
That's a
Sap
good trade for
7
them.
leaps away. Man, Food Drive for Globe, they were late on the uptake around that Fury. But when
Who
they
won
joined in the
yesterday?
fight, they did it swiftly.
With
Man, I just think Johnny
then
was just not patient enough.
Team
though.
Risk
I guess it's not
beat
over
it
yet.
Food
Karmic
Drive.
still ends up
Let's
getting
go.
caught.
That was an
But that fight
amazing,
starts in a way that it feels like it should have been
trade.
so easy for Smoke Break. Great pluck onto Valo. He doesn't have any idea that ELLEON is waiting around that corner. But
I
then
think it was a
Johnny jumps
misinformation
over
there.
and
Oh.
allows
Okay.
him to escape.
Should be a kill here for Benko. If nothing else, Johnny and the rest of the team round
this is
about
good.
from the
Should be
mid lane. Globe in some
be
serious
dead.
trouble.
It
Of
should
course,
be
movement
dead.
speed. Maybe get him beneath the tower. Benko doesn't need the help and will actually get all
Oh,
the
wow.
options from
No
that kill
invade.
and an invade. So Smoke Break able to pull
Oh,
back
it
a
is a best
couple
of one,
after the
look.
fact there,
It's a best
aggro.
of
I mean,
one here.
that early Gold Fury.
Paisley,
You're
so
feeling
pretty
good,
much
you're
this
trying
is
to get out,
a
you hand back a
tiebreaker,
couple
so
of
we can
kills,
get
but
an
then after
advantage in
that,
the bracket for the
Smoke Break
Vegas
stack
lane
up
and
a
have a
couple, so it all
bye
settles. We're actually relatively
round. So
even
whoever
in the
gets
same spot from when that Fury
the
started.
most dubs.
But remember that in Smite 2,
That's
these
bad.
Furies end up stacking with those benefits. So getting a Gold Fury and trading some kills, that permanent buff that you're going to be getting from the Gold Fury, the first one being that out of speed movement, or out of
Yeah, I
base
didn't know
movement
that.
speed, means
I was
that
actually
you're,
like,
you're
why is he
building
out
towards
in
the
here?
stronger
And I start seeing the
permanent
damage, I was
buffs
like,
after
oh,
the
wow.
second and third. So you're pretty much always willing to go even
It's really
when
high,
you're the one who gets the goal.
high level like
Ekrom
you.
stunned.
I would have
Members
forgot.
of Food Drive. Over on the objective. Ultimate out as
Oh,
well.
that
Spirit of the
was,
Nine wins, splits the uprights, misses everyone. Maybe more of a, hey, watch out. Don't
was a
fight
bad
into this
timing.
type ultimate, but hits no one. And ELLEON takes half of his health in damage in exchange. And in these types of games, nothing happens for a while, and suddenly you erupt into the action.
And both these teams are pretty
Yeah, what
well
I'm saying, Kate.
composed to have some pretty big team fight moments. But in that little skirmish on the left-hand side, the Naga gets stolen away because Smokebreak pulled it just a little bit too early. ELLEON's Sunder was just coming off of cooldown whenever the Naga went down. Like literally, I saw underneath 1 second. So maybe just needed to be a little bit more patient on their DPS, but maybe Food Drive came in and accelerated that DPS a little bit too much for them to handle.
Well, slight advantage out of the jungle. You don't often see this. And I'll pause as Dzoni Ragnarok's forward. That's beads from Globe. I feel like you maybe gotta have them. And the Raw will survive.
So happy for
And I
you.
like
What are
Dzoni
you gonna
being
do there?
aggressive,
Just
but he also
vacations?
needs to pay attention to his farm level. He's now down 2 levels to Valo, and this Nemesis is going to be a problem once she gets into that late game. She's not great
my little
early right
mamita.
now, but I think she scales to be very, very strong.
Tegvir, half HP. Around goes ELLEON, and Ekrom joins his support in safety. Hexstone forward, Tegvir's low here as well.
Such a
ELLEON
good
has
shield from
ultimate,
Happen.
but will use it
just such a good-
defensively. These junglers have just been lurking over here on left a
Yeah,
little
he's
bit
out here
more
in the war, and
frequently in
like
the last couple of minutes. Of course,
if
the
he's still
Fury fight,
positioning there,
very
I'm gonna
important
die.
to be here as a team, but
That's such a good rotation too.
maybe sensing some opportunities now is Valo.
Oh, he
Ultimate
doesn't
could
have the ult,
follow up
remember
this
that
River's
time?
Rebuke. ELLEON
you're
tail
dead.
whip
You're
catches
dead.
the ultimate from Valo, and that damage is simple.
Yeah, caught
ELLEON unaware and now unalive back in base.
Just too much chase there after Ekrom got out, where I feel like Ekrom didn't really need to be that worried about his position, uses airstrike to escape, and then ELLEON
Oh, you're
uses
right, my bad,
Hexstone to try and close the
sorry.
gap, and then has to use his
It's pretty
ultimate. So
early.
once River's Rebuke goes up,
Congratulations.
he's only got one way out, so it's very easy
You already
to set
know
yourself up
full
to body
Portuguese
block
or
that
what?
Pluck. Just too aggressive there from Sobek.
Stay here.
One-on-one fight, making it 2-on-1. Globes and
Stay low.
searing pain right through the jungle. If it connected onto Benko, don't think it did. It wasn't much damage either way.
Stay here.
Soul Laners will live. Second Gold Fury of the game. Smokebreak confirms the first and gets
Okay,
the
that was
second.
good.
It's Dzoni on the confirmation, but SAP7 did most of that final bit of damage.
And really good synergy between Dzoni and SAP7. You want to time that Sphere of the Nine wins and the Sunder at the exact same time so that you're not bursting it from 500, you're bursting it from 1,000. It makes it very hard for just one Sunder on Food Drive to come in and steal it.
I
Compare
don't
that
have
the
anything to
2
remember
Sunders
because I never
on
remember
Smoke
anything.
Break. They can burst a Fire Giant later in the game
pretty
from
much Hall of Famer.
1,500, 2K potentially. It's going to be really hard for Food Drive to steal it.
Well, in aggro, now there's this interesting dynamic starting to unfold. Smokebreak have been on it, 2 out of 2 Gold Furies, but down a level in jungle still, down a level or 2 in support.
Yeah,
But
no. That's
The
literally
sides
me.
of your map feel great. Benko up a bit on Karmic, Ekrom up a bit on Tegvir. That's where most of that gold lead is landed.
And so, with that being the case, where your mid 3v3 is going to be behind if you're a smoke break, and your side lanes are going to be ahead, doing these quick hit objectives is the way to go. These types of extended fights in mid are much riskier, but right now, they've got the numbers advantage.
Yeah, not where your lead is, but plenty of damage. SAP7 has Spirit of the Nine wins. Is there follow-up? Don't need an ELLEON.
Nice.
In on the execute, hopping away,
Execution,
but
babe.
just short from the escape.
Oh my
Benko,
goodness.
oh no, this is where the lead has been
No.
for Smokebreak, and it doesn't matter.
Me
Karmic
muero.
lives, must have been a one-on-one damage
Can't
trade
believe he
here on
always
right.
lives with one
And the
HP, like,
junglers
this is
making the
crazy.
difference in these 2 separate engagements.
I mean, pretty solid for both teams
Yeah, I'm the
in a
type
way,
of person
right?
that
Where you
takes
feel like
notes and
you should
everything,
be
so I
strong
don't
for
forget
Smoke
anything,
Break,
but I still
you
forget
lose,
sometimes
but
to
where
check the
you should be
notes.
weak, you win. So at the end of the day, not too bad for either side.
Still a Ragnarok. Can you wait out the beats?
Oh, that was
Yes,
such a
you can.
good
Searing pain,
timing
no connection.
from Dzoni.
And the Zephyr gets it done for
Perfect.
SAP7. Dzoni, now in back-to-back moments, set up right here
Hi,
around
Shane.
mid lane, but happened back from base.
Nice.
Eyes towards SAP7. Karmic survives narrowly a moment ago.
Yeah,
Can you
he
do it again?
is
No, you
daddy.
can't. Dzoni, up downs. And it's a moment where
Thank you,
Food
come
Drive
again.
thought maybe you're going to get a kill onto this Kukulkan. Instead, now
Still
it's
a
2
pretty
kills
even
in the last
match.
couple minutes over in mid.
So why haven't we been seeing Kukulkan again during the Founder Series? Because SAP7's making it look awesome, isn't he? I mean, all over the place. Not for SAP7, apparently, man. He is dialed in right now on this pick. Secures the Naga there with the ultimate, but his use of that new dash attack on the slipstream has been really good. He's used it to get out of Hades' ult. Right there, he uses it to get through that Riptide, kind of around it, so that he's in a better position. He's used it for damage when he's needed to, and he's just been so accurate with all of his abilities. Him and Dzoni right there play a great two-man game, getting that kill on Globe.
Do I mispronounce Dzoni's name? Am I pronouncing it in Spanish or what? Because I hear them saying Johnny, like Johnny, and I hear Dzoni. Because he has a D and a Z.
Great turn from Sap and Dzoni again on the Karmic once happened. To try to drop a little trap there for Sap.
Well, things have started to settle out in some of the advantages we've seen, not now in the carry roles.
Right,
as the
I want to watch
continues to shift.
I want to see how creative can they be.
Per minute over Glow by about 100 or so.
I'm gonna say
same
Johnny
thing for Echrome, 2 levels ahead of Tegveer. So this smoke break
team.
Johnny's.
Yeah,
you lose a bit of that advantage in solo. Not
I guess I'm pronouncing
gone,
in Spanish.
Carries, the ones you want to
pronounce
facilitate.
every single letter that
you talked earlier about how good of a composition smoke break have for setting up. I mean, specifically for SAP7, but
they didn't kill the
got to assume for both of their carries. So smoke break got to feel like in a really strong spot where this gold lead was very close, very narrow for a long time. Now smoke breaker getting it in some really pivotal areas. We were looking at the Pyromancer a moment ago, having a chance to steal, but I mean, let's be honest, you got a Spirit of the Nine wins right down Main Street.
And it wasn't actually the Cuckoo ult that secured that, it was Benko.
We've seen
the
that
miss timing's having a little bit
defensively
today. Let's see if
Val sends out an ult, but falls on deaf ears.
Hi, Roman. Thank you so much for the 10 months.
I didn't love that ult from Valo. I mean, the fight's over. That Nemesis ult is going to be key.
Yeah, I'm
going to
say wee because Nemesis hurts.
For Food Drive, this lead is starting to balloon.
No.
You've got this scaling option.
No, they're
this
not.
is going to be the third goal.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they hear me when I speak Spanish the same, but I hear them so fast that I can understand a lot. If I see it and I read it, I might understand like 75%. If I hear it, I understand like
so
20.
maybe a chance, but did not come to fruition.
I understand Italian more.
We come back to those Sunders. If those securing ultimates are down, we
the
have to check
Romance
those.
language.
And Happen had used his to try and steal away Pyromancer, and that's the only one that Food Drive have. Whereas you still have 2 for Smoke Break that were both still up. So I think Food Drive makes the right call in that they just weren't in that position to defend that Gold Fury. But now, 15 minutes in, Smoke Break has stacked 3 golds. They've been on every single one immediately, have gotten all 3, and now you've got Ancient Fury coming up next, which, if it's been the same indication so far, I expect Smoke Break to be there.
You feeling pretty good about Double Sunder, Runic Bomb, Spirit of the Nine wins, objective confirm as well. If you're thinking of that Ancient Fury, Fire Giant, something like that, you gotta figure your burst is going to be healthy enough.
Absolutely, and I think it would be tempting if you're Smoke Break to just say, well, we've got all these tools that you just listed, let's just run the fire and do it right in their face. But their lead isn't big enough to where they can't lose the fight afterwards, right? Yes, they can do the objective at any cost if they want to, but I do think that's a way where Food Drive can come back.
Is the control cookie that is making the big difference?
Do not want to give up a death.
No,
I'm dead. The fear is big, and Karmic flips one as his dying breath goes out. The rest of Smoke Break fighting here.
Look at that,
Jungle Echrome's in the front line and just airstrikes away from what would have been an execution.
No, why are they always okay? Thank you, Dzoni.
Playing unconcerned. Here comes Dzoni with a double already. Could be a
perfect
on the Zephyr. Adds one more. How about it from Smoke
Break? Time to
heal
and group for fire.
But you trade out 4.
What a play, what a fight from SAP7. My man's is dialed in right now.
The only thing is we don't have as much healing as they do, so right now
sneaks a little one in there and makes sure he can take him down and just
buys enough time
try to
steal
for Johnny to come in and help after
they
Johnny had to clean up Benko's mess on the right-hand side. Unbelievable team fight from Smoke Break, and I was going to say, I feel like the only one who feels like they can pull this back from Food Drive is Karmic, and he makes a great play on Benko in order to not just die 1v1
finishing from
fears him back underneath that tower. But the lead is too great for Smoke Break. The rest of the team fight that doesn't involve Karmic
so satisfying
or Benko
when
is
you get the good body blocks and the guy cannot even walk and you're just like,
In this mid lane, Kukulkan now level 18 has just finished that Soul Reaver. I mean, that's going to be in.
Oh yeah, you're right. This is best of one.
With that
For some
intelligence,
reason in my brain,
mana,
I'm thinking best.
You see the pen online for Echrome now with that Titan's Bane.
Okay, so if we win this,
crit. I mean,
either or we're gonna have to wait till 1 p.m.
right now for Food Drive. And the thing is,
keep
Dave,
watching.
they don't get another crack.
So they can play against
if they
Team
lose this
Risk
game,
again.
they basically need to beat Team Risk, which they were unable to do yesterday. If they want to keep their names in contention for the 1 seed.
Now, I don't want to make something out of nothing here, but remember that additional, like, if we need it tiebreaker is who wins the fastest game.
When he used to play Kemper, I used to imagine him
here. You're nearly 10k up. You got a Fire Giant. You're not going to take unnecessary risk. You guys still got to win the game. Oh, that's a big spear to the
my God, they're committing.
In the rest of Smoke Break, now rallying around their mid laner. It's really just Dzoni, but feels like the rest of Smoke Break with the damage we're seeing. And a shutdown sends 2 right back. ELLEON plucks Glow back.
It turns out Yamari, but someone is there.
But now you're going to lose the rest of your teammates and look
at
all
that
this
was
time,
so good.
Echrome shoving down the left side of the map.
They committed
no
so
one left
hard.
to defend except Karmic.
I mean, Food Drive just feels like
they
need
still
to
have
do
to play at 1
p.m.
p.m. because it's
a
3 people tie break.
Good enough. And it is ultimately, but Globe late on the ultimate. He needed to hit that off happen stun. Misses that searing pain,
so
that means Sap gets a whirlwind
off.
I think
committing so many ults for one.
So on and so forth, and that leads us to just an absolute domination of the map now for Smoke Break. And I think your point on fastest
we're
games
playing
really clean, namely that
right
of Smoke Break and that of Food Drive. That maybe we shouldn't be trying to force these plays to come back and win. I'm not saying to give up, but I'm saying we can focus more on scaling than trying to make the Hail Mary right now. You know, can we delay, and even if it means that we ultimately do lose, if it takes them another 10 minutes and then we can snowball on Team Risk later today, that's better for us in our tournament chances, ultimately.
Yeah, a team who's losing, you know, the point differential in more traditional sports is an important tiebreaker. You still want to score a touchdown if you can to make your point differential look a little bit better. So maybe
to like screw someone over in their fantasy football playoffs, you know, anything like that.
You and I might be matching up in our fantasy football playoffs here shortly.
It would be a dark day.
It would be a real sad day.
A dark day for what I'd have to do to you, Dave.
Luckily, that day is not today. You got to give me that. The only thing I have going for me this year is fantasy football. Real football has not been.
Wow,
I love that animation.
Much sadder when I put you in the dirt.
Food Drive doesn't have much going for him here at the end of game number 1. It's interesting because it felt like things very close at the beginning of this one, going back and forth in kills. That early Gold Fury, remember, was a slight lead to Smoke Break, but then Food Drive answered back with a couple kills. Things sort of just broke open a few minutes after that, and these carries felt like they got too far ahead.
Exactly. It's just the backline for Food Drive, I feel like, don't have the damage to kill the people who matter in time on Smoke Break. I mean, Echrome's got Aegis and Airstrike. He's going to be hard to kill no matter what, so you've got to do it quickly, and Food Drive just doesn't really have the tools. Again, my eye goes to Karmic in that his build is actually pretty far along. He's got 4 completed items.
That's what I'm actually drinking.
So he can sneak into a fight and one-shot Echrome or Sap 7, then maybe Food Drive can hold. That's kind of the hope right now, is that Karmic sneaks in there with that stealth from Helm of Darkness. Maybe Valo drops an ult right as the fear comes out and you kill them in the CC chain. Otherwise, you're going to need a few minutes now if you're Food Drive. Globe needs to get some itemization online. Tegveer needs to get some itemization, and he has a low DPS starter item. He went for Warrior's Act to help his laning phase. When you upgrade it at 20, it comes back. It starts being relevant again, but right now, it's not really doing that much for him.
Smoke Break on it from early in this game.
Let's remember a lot of things can change in a team fight, and they're going to try to group up for Fire Giant, and let's see what's going to happen there. Hopefully we group up and just finish this up.
You're Phoenix, and instead you fight in the jungle, but
even though we have a huge advantage right now.
Stalling out and defending a bit more keen. So you still got a Runic Bomb. Fire Giant has now fallen off. In sort of counter to the original point of speediest games, you still got to make sure you win the game, right? And so it's that balancing act of, okay, can we win the fastest in the event of another 3-way tie?
Yeah, I'm going to try to contest.
But also it doesn't matter if we don't end up winning. You're in a pretty I don't want to say unthrowable, but it'd be real difficult to get to that point.
And I guess he's
gotta
gonna
make sure
be.
to cross everything up here. Dzoni one-on-one against Valo over on left. All right, I spoke too soon. Benko's here as well. These could be some final moments. Valo fought valiantly. Does not matter now. 5v4 on the map and Fire Giant for everyone on Smoke Break.
Well,
Karmic's
not
in a
anymore.
great spot. He's deciding who his target's going to be. It's E-Chrome, but that shield from the back RP trinkets is just huge. I mean, all it did was burst down that shield. Yeah, you get airstrike, but you kind of needed to make that play happen when you saw two on left. It was good awareness from Smoke Break. I think you saw them realize, like, hey, their only play here is killing you guys on right. Back up and make sure you don't get caught.
Some of these active items are just so fun to watch. Love Hexstone, Helm of Darkness. Just wander around on the Hades, see if you can get something done. Gonna need to wander to left at some point. Benko does not have a minion wave. Not yet, at least. Can't tank up that Phoenix for too long. ELLEON learning that the hard way. Smoke Break. Slowing things down just a bit around the Phoenixes. Benko will get this one done quickly. My goodness. Used Runic Bomb, though. So now that out of the pocket of Smoke Break. Food Drive fully stacked up. Couple of beads. Globe, Tegvir, they've got him.
Okay.
Talisman of Purification for happen as well. So a lot of that CC initially mitigatable. Couple ultimates for Smoke Break still waiting to come off cooldown.
Yeah, I'm wondering what Smoke Break is being this patient for.
I wonder
this Phoenix is only getting healthier from here. It was down, it was 400 HP, something like that.
I put it
they could decide to back up and go for
I didn't know either until I knew. I was like,
I don't think you need it at this point. You could go back and do Ancient Fury and Pyro, but I feel like it's only going to take a couple autos. Noteworthy that Sap doesn't have Polynomicon, because that would have been a big way to just easily poke it.
Yeah, so they were waiting for the ult so they could split
shred
push,
a Phoenix and shred a Hades. Dazzling offensive. Oh, it's caught out by the River's Rebuke. Looks like Food Drive caught out Benko and Smoke Break just on different pages. And wow, is this siege now just
my
done?
tournament? Yeah, it's my land.
Uninterested in continuing.
So, I mean, we saw the DPS there from Benko and E-Chrome mean that they can do a lot to that Phoenix, and that's fine. I don't mind that play why aren't we just hitting mid-Phoenix at that time, right? If everyone's going to be rotating over, and if they don't and they fight you in mid, okay, great. We will back up, and they will just get that right Phoenix. It was clearly going to happen in just a matter of seconds on different pages, as you mentioned. ELLEON should be tanking that mid-Phoenix as soon as Benko starts tanking that right side Phoenix. And then wherever Food Drive plant their flag and say, we're going to defend this one, you back up here, and we let the other group do their job and kill the other side Phoenix. There hasn't been a lot of sloppy play from Smoke Break in this game, but that one could have gone better.
Unfortunately, it's the one that we're all kind of walking on eggshells waiting for, and it's clear and obvious on our screen. The Phantom Shell was over in mid lane with Sap 7. So a good catch out for Food Drive. Still feels like you're in that delaying the inevitable category, but little moments like that can start to stack up. We've seen a couple games this weekend where, a team that's super far ahead drops a couple. Those death timers are a minute long, and now suddenly the other team's running down your side of the map.
Yeah.
Smoke Break has plenty of defense still standing. Couple tier 1s still around, and a lot of damage still needed for Food Drive.
Only 20 seconds on this fire, but now they've got Ancient Fury and a Pyro Bomb, so this siege should be quick but efficient.
It should be dead.
And maybe a kill onto Karmic. We just lost the Soul Laner on Smoke Break side. You're going to lose a jungler. If your Food Drive, Phoenix down in mid. Globe steps forward, hoping for something on the Sap 7. Won't get it. Smoke Break are clinical outside of one moment, and they will take game 1 of 1 here and set themselves up great for the rest of the morning in our
also they don't have ult, so
I had to wax poetic a bit about them messing up their siege, but that's about the only mistake that Smoke Break made in this game. Phenomenal showing from them, and
that was really clean, and they played together as a team. They did the redemption from losing the other day to winning this, and
it was something they wanted to get some revenge for, and they did just that.
I asked Andy if they had any strat against Food Drive.
And yesterday we're talking about
the only strat that we have is to win.
Specific situation would lead us to tiebreaker. I don't know if they're going to 2-0 this. Food Drive for Globe been looking really good. And then, of course, it happens. And, of course, everyone is 2-0'd all of their set. Nobody's taking a game off one another. That opens
Oh,
us
Andy
up
has
to
a
some
jersey.
really great
He's
bonus
just a smelly
smite.
person.
Smoke
I
break
don't even
after a
know
match
why he
like
doesn't
this,
have it.
I
He
think
always
twofold
forget
have
it.
to be
Usually I
feeling
get everything. I'm like, did you
amazing,
bring
because
this? Did you
obviously
bring
set
that? And
yourself up
he's like, oh
with an early
shit.
win.
Yep.
But
Still
he does,
some pressure on your match later today, but got that one game in hand, so that's great. But also, the way they did it, I think you wake up, you get into the studio, you get a win, you get it done pretty convincing.
Call it a day.
ELLEON support for Smoke Break here with me after a game 1 and only game 1 win up against Food Drive for Globe. You lost to them earlier on in this weekend. What do you think went differently in this one-game matchup this morning?
That was just the sap show right there. That guy was doing everything. I mean, I was just walking around just living the life of a crocodile, and he was hitting every ult. They dove him. He did probably like 8,000 damage in that team fight mid under tier 1. I mean, that's all I can say. The sap show.
Sap, seems like a pretty cool, calm, collected fella. Yesterday, despite wins, felt like, getting ganked in mid over and over and over again. Couple 1 and 4, 1 and 5 starts. Do you get the sense that Sap needed a big win here today, a big Sap show, for lack of a better term, on the Cuckoo?
Yeah, I mean, we all know that he's just an insane player in general, and then today, I mean, he just showed it. Yesterday, he was running around, he's goofing around a little bit.
Sure.
But, today he was super locked in every aspect. I mean, the comms were there, and the whole team in general, I mean, Dzoni, too, was just following up off Sap, making sure to clean up. I mean, they really just carried that game, and I'm just happy to be on the ride.
You're too humble, because everyone knows, the backliners are the ones who get the highlight plays, but backliners don't get those plays unless their frontliners are really making the space for them, right? And we were joking on the cast. How much does this play into it? In the event of another tiebreaker, everyone beats everyone today. We look at game speed. Is that something you guys consider at all in these matchups? Can we win it just a little bit faster? Do you play a little bit more risky around those base sieges?
We thought about it, but as you know, the EU vibes is just take it slow. We'll play 30 minutes, and I was like, guys, if this goes 3 ways, and they're like, no worries, just get the win. So I'm down for that.
Do you feel alone on an island trying to push?
Trying to go. They're like, yo, just chilling far. I'm like, but there's a kill. He's like, no, just chill. I'm like, all right.
Well, it works out either way. What's most important is you get the win.
That's all that matters at the end of the day.
First win of the day. We'll see you guys in action a little bit later on. Appreciate it. Back to the desk to finish it out.
I love it. I love the idea of gonna avoid snowballing this game as much as we can, and when
do some of this, I guess.
This is actually level 1.
All right, WK forward, find the kills, get it going now. Echrom's in trouble. Blinks, Roots, Aegis is all of it. It's on to Echrome, and Lasbra blinks forward for first blood. The stage has been set, and the timer is still counting down. We are at negative 30 seconds right now of game time. Lasbra with first blood for Team Risk. How to make the play?
Dave, how are you allowing a possibility that you even get hit by an ability before minions have even spawned? You said the timer's still counting down to get to 0.
We're doing it again!
Okay, thank goodness. If ELLEON
no,
gets what is happening?
Echrome doesn't have Aegis. Oh, man. Able to wander away.
The good thing is that Echrome is Gingway, so he can just fly back.
Need to be in the jungle.
They're gonna start trying to do the same strat that is pressure
be happy with what Team Risk is doing, how they're opting to play this game, putting the pressure on. They're looking for even
Dzoni is gonna embed the shit out of that though.
Harassing as much as they can, and it's every kill matters, every invade matters for a game. I mean, you've said it yourself. What's the last time actual timing?
No, this is actually interesting to watch. They're gonna try to do a speed run here.
That's the important part.
Streak and Genetics, they will invade just together. Normally we see a jungler here, but right now it's just Genetics and Streak. ELLEON.
And this super cool. Yeah, he cannot contest
away,
that
saved it for the last possible second.
Up, bro.
Minions still
They're doing so much pressure and they're doing great as Team Risk.
Dzoni and Lasbra dueling it out in the jungle. Looks like Dzoni was actually able to invade the Genetics and Streak side of the jungle. And so really, look, Team Risk, they have to take some of these risks inbound to get things going really great at first blood. Now showing us the strategy maybe. Let's stick a Yemoja, then a CERN on the purple buff.
But you can tell that this strategy is pre-med.
As quickly as we can.
And we saw this last game by Food Drive for Globe in the duel
they've been practicing
against Team Risk, where they're not even level 2. Let's just pull him out.
ELLEON dashes away again. We've seen this a few times. Lasbra's here, and the second kill of the game for the Nemesis. The
Ikrom
wheels
is
start
so
turning a bit here,
dead.
and you may
So,
look to
like,
the top of the
mad
screen
dead.
Ikrom's not 2.
and see that counter counting up. I see Ikrom dashing
But
away,
like,
and now
like you
streak
didn't.
up on the
I don't want to be the
board.
person, but didn't you see the
Team Risk,
he was
3
there?
kills
Yanking Andy?
in the first minute and 40 seconds.
Well, he couldn't back
As
up, I
that
guess,
timer
because they were already
continues to
here.
pile up.
I almost think this is getting in Smoke Break's head so much so far. These are like blatant misplays. That level 1 death, not great. Using your Aegis, really bad. Now,
Yeah,
Streak,
Duo is
or
level
Ikrom
1
is
still.
trying to get level 2, and he's walking too far forward, and he's putting himself into position
Still
to
level
die
1.
again. And I mean, honestly, beautiful so far by Team Risk.
All right, well, here's an answer back for Smoke Break. Last auto onto Variety will give Dzoni his first kill of the game, but the duo lane has gone
what an
sideways.
Aegis.
Ikrom did not use his Aegis a moment ago. Don't know if it was just not up or chose not to use it, but had it for this engagement.
Man, they're having so much
Ikrom
pressure.
is still level 1 at 2.5 minutes and is now
Hello,
wandering towards
Macros,
the
how
right
you
He
doing?
needs
side
to. He needs level
of the
2.
map, desperately needing some farm.
And
Yeah, and
I
they're
actually
level
like that
1
he's splitting
still.
to the other side just to find some semblance of farm,
So
because you look
annoying.
at the other side of the map, there's not as big of a threat, but
Are they
hey,
not
there's no
denying?
farm on the right side
Okay.
of the map.
Okay, I see
Echo's on the
ELLEON. No,
left
Andy's
side
there.
of the map. ELLEON once again wandering away from the fight. The rest of Smoke
Let's,
Break in. Genetics taunted.
Yeah, we
And
need to be
Smoke Break out of
punishing those.
nowhere have shifted
Like, they're gonna
everyone
be getting
towards
everything for
left.
free, so
And have
that
gotten
was
the
such a
kill
good
onto
play
the Emoja
from
that
their
was off
walkers to
a
come.
3-assist start. Ikrom has just now hit level 2,
Yeah.
by the way, at the 3-minute mark.
What an exciting early game so
And this
far.
one, yeah,
And
but
it's
the
both of these
people-
teams, they're playing around
Yes,
this timer. They're
Comfy.
100%. They have that timer in the back of their mind, and it's going to be
Yes,
something
yes,
that carries
yes.
over every minute that passes, every second that passes.
put you-
Deeks
exclamation
really
mark
far
team.
forward here.
He's in some trouble. This is what Smoke Break
Oh,
is
he's
after a
dead.
really brutal start to the game.
Oh my
Last tick of
god.
damage won't make its way in. Kraken as a separator, but Dzoni with a dash.
And
a
Dzoni
taunt,
now
and
has
a
ult, so he
spear
can start
evens
rotating
up
too.
our
So
kills.
all
So
the
really
things that they were
early
doing
lead
right there
that Team Risk had
are
built
done
up,
ski pretty much.
almost all for naught
Hi,
at this point. The
Foodie.
duo lane still
Yeah.
feels bad for Smoke Break. Still a level or 2 behind.
Yo, but Genetics
But
is
the rest
mad
of the map
annoying,
feeling a
bro.
little bit better.
Mad
As
annoying.
Ikrom's
He's
got the
doing
feet
great.
underneath this Jingwei. Maybe that rotation out to the right side. was
Dude,
impactful.
literally
Genetics
soloing
on the Emoja
it.
just
That's
chunking down
insane.
Ikrom. Nobody from Team Risk, though, on this side
That's
of the jungle.
insane
to help out.
damage. He's doing great, to
And
be
outside
honest.
of dual lane, Smoke Break's in a fine spot to slow this game down, to reach that mark, but
Yeah,
I'm
what,
very
what we
worried
want to
about
do
how
is
Ikrom's
chill,
even gonna be able to live,
farm,
and how
take
ELLEON
our
is going to be able to
time,
live
nothing
into
is
this
happening.
Yemoja Cernanos. They have a lot of damage,
And
they have a lot of
Yemoja
CC,
right now,
and
just
this
he's
is the lane
level
that you wanna play
4.
through when you're going for
From him
gold tiers
ganking
and
so
such
much,
like
he's
that.
not really farming
I'm
that
looking
hard.
at what you were
So he's not
talking
getting
about
that much
now.
advantage.
Pick up Alona,
As
get
he should.
active, get the wheels turning. Variety is down in levels right now to Benko on the Amaterasu.
And he's switching up his build also on this Bellona. He is going for that same style build Amma with that Sunbeam bow, which we've not seen yet. So I'm very
Certainly low
curious how
5.
this is going to look. Is it allowing you to out-trade Amaterasu? Yes, your disarm allows him to not auto-attack. Your 1 absorbs those auto-attacks. But can you still win those 1v1s with this Sunbeam bow? I mean, this is not a real normal 1v1 matchup we've seen much this weekend. And we've really not seen both duo lane or solo laners build Sunbeam bow. But 5 minutes, Dave, Gold Fury.
Streak, a 2-level
They're already
lead
trying
over
to
in
group
duo
out that
lane.
shit.
Ikrom hits
I think
level
they're gonna
5,
do it,
an
though.
all-important ultimate for this Jingwei to get so much more safety now. Rotation towards the Gold Fury, you're right, but the rest of Team Risk not here. As Dzoni has his ultimate, can rejoin this fight, and he sure will. Sap receives the assistance of the Athena. Theeks without that ultimate now, the one who may actually end up dying off. Last bit of damage from the Whirlpool
nice
gets
play,
it done.
Dzoni.
Dzoni
Nice
back in the kill
rotation.
feed.
They're doing great, I mean.
Lasbra does not have
In jungle.
ultimate, but would love to finish off one of these low health targets. And now we're starting to go the opposite direction if we're Team Risk. You stacked up a couple kills early, but the recent kills have been going to Smoke Break.
I'm worried that Team Risk thinks 27 minutes is shorter than what it is. 27 minutes is not a slow time. Fight on the sap.
Genetics
He
dodges
should be
out some
dead right
damage, but
there.
the last little
Oh
bit
my
will make
god,
it
he
in.
always
Sap 7
does.
lives, ELLEON
His-
with the
Oh,
kill.
what a
Smoke
nice
Break
pull.
Starting to spin up. Variety underneath the tier 1 tower gets the kill, but immediately
Yeah, he's
traded
fine.
out
Like, he
as
wasn't
ELLEON
in
with
range
2
of
kills
to
in this
execute
fight
them.
over in mid will not chase down any
Hi,
further on the
team.
last.
Dave, they have dropped the conquest style game that we're used to seeing from Team Risk. They turned this into an arena. They want to just keep fighting, but I think they're trying to speed this game up too much. Like, you're risking losing everything just for this really, really small lead.
It's a thin
I think he was gonna dive.
Theeks just now getting that Kraken back off of cooldown in a rotation from Smoke Break
go
to Gold.
Him.
But is there an answer
So do we
from
have
Team Risk? The dual lane is back
Thunders.
in lane.
Andy doesn't have Thunder.
We're thinking Team Risk
they don't have any
Thunder. Fury streak. In all
but Benko has a Thunder, so
polymorph doesn't matter.
Good secure.
Benny Q is not in this game. Benko gets the Gold Fury. And I was wondering if maybe we'd see Risk force an early Gold Fury.
Yeah,
it's gone to the other team.
And Dave, this is flat out like unbecoming.
And now we're in just a better
spot. This is not a style we're used to seeing from them. And I think that they almost overestimate how fast they have to win this game. 10 kills in 7 minutes is not
20
a
minutes,
risk.
by the way, is your timer.
Benny's team?
20 minutes, that's still plenty of time, but it almost feels like they have already, you know, set themselves so far back with trying to push as quick as possible. I kind of hate
yeah, all these teams are already in Vegas. This is for a better placement, a better
and Smoke Break has, I mean, past that first couple minutes when they ended in their own jungle before minion spawn. Like, their rotations with Benko just walking over to not allow Gold Fury.
Yeah, it means everything. It's a higher seed. You get a buy round. You get a higher chance to win.
This Athena allows
you get a better prize.
Push and keep farm away. And then if a fight breaks out, you can just hold in.
Variety was looking for the solo, but when there's an Athena on the map, you can never count on a 1v1. Dzoni,
perfect Dzoni ult. It was really good ult.
Dzoni, a player that very versatile. You know, can change up the speed at which he plays. I almost wonder if when chaos is brought to his doorstep, he likes that style of game.
I love those bushes. Make so many
jungle that we've already seen play.
Outplays.
Some really good sets of Smite here this weekend. And admittedly, I'm glad to see this from Smoke Break. Don't love when a team plays not to lose. And it was a little confusing early from Smoke Break, but inbound it seems like a team that's now actively trying to win. Why care about the timer when we can just win the game?
Yeah, especially when
they
you
have
see
no
Team
advantage
Risk
already.
Making these plays that are just sloppy. Like, they're easy punishes. They are blatantly disrespectful calls that it's just like, you're playing not to lose, this will look beautiful, but if you're actually fighting back, if you're actually thinking about what we're opting to do, that's the problem.
Smoke Break 3 versus 2 in duo lane. Streak up. Who had the lead for a
little while? Are they in Vegas? No, Blackheart. They are in Atlanta right now. Vegas is January 17 to 19, if I'm not mistaken.
Seemingly for not. But inbound, you're a player. I mean, this is an interesting thought experiment.
2025.
Have I ever been here before?
Have you ever loaded into a game where you've had to beat a timer? I'm not sure you have. What are you telling the teammates?
Against Team Risk,
I mean,
no.
Some of these
I mean, from today, yes, but in general, no. They already played Team Risk and won 2-0
in the next 27.
in the past.
You know,
I think for sure.
Some of it excusable?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think they're putting too much pressure on themselves with this timer. Like, we have seen a...
What are you telling your team? You load into game.
Loading into game, it's, guys, we just got to win this before 27 minutes. The game doesn't have to be over.
Best Sunday
10.
ever.
That's what Team Risk
Thank you so much for watching, Hoodie.
I liked the early game, but
Appreciate
that wasn't risky.
Guys
there was no risk about grouping early game. There was nothing to lose on the other side of the map. But once that minion spawns, the buff spawns, and there's something that you can trade for Smoke Break, that's when it got bad for Team Risk.
And 27 minutes is significant because if there's a tie again, if Team Risk wins this one, it will be 1-1-1.
And it's doubling down every
and it will be tied again. So whoever won their game first will get the first seed.
This is a good play. Getting out Jingwei ult is always going to be a phenomenal play. But
so that's why it's pretty important for Team Risk to win this in less than 27 and 17 minutes, or us to win-win, or to make the game longer than that.
I know he said Ben Q again. First kill of the game, but
my pleasure, Typer. Thank you for watching on the YouTube side.
You know, this baloney, you're trying to stack up some kills. But the Athena has just been there every single time.
No, yeah, the Walker has my full respect on game.
Spear to the 9 wins, catches out the Yemoja.
Oh, Ikram is dead. He did great. Genetics is really good too. Like, these players are fire. Everybody here plays really good. Really nice gameplay.
And that's a really good group.
Yeah, no, their Walker is, as I said,
and they know that
I think the first game that they played together, he played so...
for Smoke Break to speed this game
I
up
don't
to
know
that
the
27 minutes.
pronunciation,
So
really versatile. Like he adapts, he knows, he has a big gameplay, big gut pull, he understands, he does different things. He's not a one-dimension person, and that makes him an amazing player.
Could slow down. Maybe you could push this game like in a traditional game. We're looking 15-20 minutes from now. 15-20 minutes from now. Yeah, Smoke Break have already locked in the number 1 seed. And I'm not, who knows what they'll do from that point. They can do whatever they want. Team Risk. Now you are maybe going to have to start playing riskier than what we've seen.
And now this is the time where you 100% would want to see that risky play, where you want to kind of make compounding plays to push your lead a little bit, but
the
weird early game in this weird style of not playing around what Athena brings is really coming back to bite Team Risk, but
even with items, like item that he never someone never uses, and then he discovered that there's something behind that item that you can do more. He does it. Like, he adapts, he knows, he reads, he understands. He has a micro, he has the calls, the shot calls, everything. Hi, Muga.
If Lasbra is the one matching this Athena, there is a massive, massive difference in the survivability that they provide, and the damage, and the CC. It's not over yet, but it's tough. Very, very tough spot for Team Risk.
We're about halfway to that metric that we keep talking about. You and I see a timer counting up at the top of the screen. You know, if you're Team Risk, I got to imagine what you're really seeing is and feeling is a timer counting down. Now, of course, to recontextualize all this, Team Risk are going to Vegas. They are going to be at our
and they get along so good. Like, you guys don't even know. They love geography. They love doing, like, who knows more geography contests, who knows more history contests. This is hilarious.
Your third seed team, and then you got to play.
Didn't know, and he was competing. So what happened was that they recruited him last minute because their support couldn't make it, and now they're getting all the dubs, and they already qualified for Vegas, and this is for the number 1 seed tiebreaker.
Now got a great opportunity to slow things down.
He deserves at least one.
And in moments like this, there's not much to fight for. Smoke Break probably happy to just sit back and farm.
Yeah, that's 100% correct. With Smoke Break, playing to lose is not a style you want to reach until it's later into the game, where you can actually just kind of give everything up and not threaten that actual loss. And their style.
Leon is playing Marvel Rivals. Yeah, he does play Marvel Rivals. Right now he's in a SMITE land, so he cannot be playing. That's why I'm here streaming. But he loves the game, and he's gonna continue doing content and grinding Marvel Rivals.
Pull the neutral objective, man. This is just
it's just literally
lurking in the waters. Hexstone.
I told him it was a super meant to be. You had to do it, I guess, in your life. I don't know. You also play, right? Yeah, I do play Marvel Rivals. I like it.
Well, most deaths on the team. Now's Variety out of
we played together, actually.
It looks like Genetics able to steal
lot
the
of
Pyromancer away, so over the wall, Genetics gets something done. May pay for it with his life dodges out.
I love that item. That item is so nice for the beats for everyone.
A steal onto the Pyro feels great.
We're about to move to you. Question mark, exclamation mark.
I really like that steal even more so than Genetics death. Oh no. Go pick up this bomb. You have to
I actually cannot. I need to be leaving here. No, I cannot be getting out of the
drop it right around the
country for more than X amount of time.
HP, and Dzoni gets the fire.
We got the fire giant. Lasbra tried to steal it. He couldn't. Right now we're really ahead, and it's looking really promising for us to get the dub and the first save. Can I add you on Rivals? Of course, Armenian.
Not good for Team Risk. Yeah,
I don't know what you need, but you can. What do you need
to win this game in 12 minutes?
Good fire right there. Yeah, and right now we're just gonna do Go Fury and start pushing lanes.
20-ish is when you need to win by. You're down to 11:30 right now left to win the game.
And Team Risk is.
I mean, I don't know if I did this.
Or this is far behind for a normal game.
I think it's the same.
Not a game that's on a timer.
So
you have to just. I mean, you have 10 minutes to completely turn this game around and end it, just about. You have to just start running it down, trying to make plays, 5-man grouping. I almost want Team Risk to 5-man group and just put pressure in a lane, whether it's right lane, left lane, somewhere. You have to be
they're playing really good, and to be honest,
and it's aggro a lot of the times. It says, you know, if you
it
make
looks like there's some
big
potential here to win it all in Vegas too.
Start making them make a lot of decisions.
Gonna play Marvel Rivals today for the first time. It's really fun, it's really good. Maybe it's gonna be a little overwhelming at the beginning because there's a lot of heroes that you don't know and you don't know the abilities, but be patient, and I really highly recommend to play this game. It's really good. Alright, 2-0 incoming. It's a best of 1. Well, it looks like GG incoming.
10 minutes left to go. Dzoni.
How you doing, Fear?
I mean, he'll take this 1v1 every day
Okay,
of the
okay.
week.
I'll add you later if I play on, if not tomorrow.
And we're gonna
bro, the live still so annoying.
Gets it done. A killing spree. Been a real brutal game for Variety.
Why is there nobody
Learning
grouping with
Siege?
Variety
I
there
actually
to just
don't.
kill Dzoni or to force Johnny's ult out? Why are they splitting? What's the point at this point?
Yeah, at the beginning it was looking a little bit raw, but it is what it is. Like, we knew that either way we have to play slow for us to win for the timer thingy, and we want to win too, so doesn't really matter. They wanted to try to isolate the dual lane and try to lead them behind so they could get a big advantage and leave the carries out, but it didn't work out.
Dodges out the root.
The Walker punished that hard, and Dzoni's been punishing everything.
Streak up may live, but only for another moment or two. Taunt will get this one done. Dzoni has totally taken this game over. An inbound
How you
smoke
doing?
break
I'm doing great, thank you.
Real nice for that first seed, and probably the last we'll see of this team until we're at
Loki
Vegas.
banned. No, they banned
I think
Odin
Smoke Break has impressed this entire
Fenrir.
weekend. I think they had a stutter
Dzoni's
or
a
two
plus,
here
yeah.
against Food Drive for Globe, who
no, everybody in this
we
team
can talk about this group
is really
as
good.
a whole.
Yeah, this group has been great.
Like, you don't see someone that has to be carrying hard to be able to make plays, or the other person has to be doing crazy things. No, everybody's doing their part, everybody's doing it together, everybody's doing the teamwork that they need to be doing and putting everything on place, and that's what they need as a team to be able to get all the dubs. So,
I mean, other than the first 30 seconds, it's been nearly flawless playing to delay this game.
Man, it's going to happen to Variety again here. Benko, a 2-level lead, 1-0-10.
What is this?
Yeah, this tells you where this game is.
But already like, yo, bro, I'm so done.
I mean, you got to keep the intrigue alive a little
that
bit.
Was crazy.
And maybe we truly are at the point inbound where it is a 5-man group.
You have to
and see what you can get done under a tower. Everyone is so far. Lasbra 6 levels behind. I didn't even notice that.
I'm so proud of my man.
The supports.
My heart is so full right now.
The Nemesis is not been able to get much farming done. I don't know if a 5-man grouping looks a lot better for Team Risk either way, but send a couple towards left, see if you can get a pick, and then group up this 5. You've got to try something here. Got to get proactive in the last 7 minutes of your time.
You guys want a final interview with Andy?
One opportunity to really
for
put
this?
yourself into position this game is around this Poseidon.
Don't cry until the game is over.
Maybe the build's not far enough in it to really threaten
I think
or actually get
it might
a
be
kill,
pretty much over. And not because they will win or not, use the timer. It's already 20
he's
minutes, and I don't see how could they recover
'cause even if you win
14,000 gold plus
wipe,
structures
the game's
plus
not ending at that point. They're gonna
damage
spawn
type
up,
thing.
and you'll have to do it another
And
time.
jinx it? I know. I never say anything. I swear, I never say anything. I'm perfect. I'm a perfect jinx.
Jinx has to be involved in something.
Dude, for real, imagine if they actually like practice all the time, do screens all the time.
Well, delay out the last auto attack. Echrome will send it out whenever.
Se pasan. They're so mean. They're so mean.
Ahead as you are behind at this point in the game to have a chance of winning it before the timer. Echrome completes the kill onto Variety. Lasbra desperately.
Oh my god, the juke, she's so good.
Onto the Amaterasu instead. It's SAP7 dashing forward. Lasbra dashing out and away.
So good.
And 3 deaths.
They're pushing the Phoenix right now.
The
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
And
There's no really good comeback right now.
Not only are we not going to lose in 27 minutes, but we're going to win in just over 20. That's what it seems like.
That's what it seems like too.
For Team Risk, and could just be one last siege for Smoke Break.
Yeah, there's real no opportunity here. Taunt gets out that talisman.
Nice talisman.
I mean, I guess Cuckoo ult used, so you can't end the game yet. So it's still available.
2 Phoenixes,
you got 6 minutes, Dave.
down.
While
Fire Giant is there. They're gonna try
just
to
run down
dance
left
around
side
it, maybe.
Do it. I'm ready.
Get the Ancient Fury rundown.
Yeah.
I'm cooking now. This is exactly how Team Risk are going to get back into the game.
And they cannot contest it.
Smoke break. Far enough ahead.
No, he literally came one day
There's a pyro bomb.
before the tournament. Never played together with them. They don't really have a synergy. Never played together.
However,
they know each other. They know their game style, their play style, the god pulls, but they never actually play each other. They have played against each other though.
Titan dies, or Team Risk's Titan is the
I
one
think
that dies.
they might be able to beat that, and that would be a big flex knockout.
Going for number 9.
Can he get it? That's the question. I think if Variety really wanted to die one more time, he could die one more time.
Beyond this one?
That's a good call, because Variety is going to die in 45 seconds. Yeah, I bet Variety will.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, they look like they've been practicing forever.
A lot of time left on this Fire Giant buff. Just got picked up, and Lasbra's going to die 5 levels down to Dzoni. Maybe the Nemesis shreds, but Johnny's simply got too much health. So 3 members of Team Risk.
I think Johnny's gonna bag and then just CP.
Team Risk needed to win in 27-20.
They're
about to lose
not really. I don't think.
23. We have gone way too fast.
I don't think they're tilted. I think they know that it's GG, and if they cannot win before 27 minutes, it's gonna be GG either way. Then 22 minutes, flexing big.
Wonderful end there by Smoke Break.
Flexing big.
Middle portion of that game for
Just
Smoke
fucking
Break.
play,
There was
bro.
a few
Just
plays here and
fucking
there.
play.
Team Risk started snowballing a little
GG,
bit,
Chad,
but
GG.
the idea behind, you
We
know,
got
Athena can just sit and farm
the
and solo,
first
and
seed.
Renko can go
We're
harass around the Gold
the
Fury.
best of
And
the
then
best.
if a fight breaks out, Johnny can be
On
there
the
in no time.
second
I really think the Athena pick
group.
was what rounded out Smoke Break's idea behind delaying this game to 27 minutes, because I mean, in the end they didn't have to delay the game to 27 minutes. They're winning in 23.
Yep. And now Team Risk, I mean, they've got to
Oh, he has a shirt. I don't know why he doesn't
I mean, these
have it
last 3
on.
games that we got this morning,
I think it's how it is.
You know,
You guys are gonna want me to call
qualifiers
him
into
to
Vegas.
get a
These were
little
those last 3
interview.
games. Yeah, of course, who else but Johnny with me here for the post-game interview. First of all, that was the first game I've ever casted where like the timer in a game actually mattered. It's usually just been whoever went, you know, however that shakes out. I've never casted a game where the timer really matters. Is that the first game you've ever played where you had to win or lose in a certain amount of time? And did you approach it any differently than you would a normal game?
Yeah, Sam, that's the first instance I've seen that it matters. So, I mean, we try to not think about it. I mean, it's like, of course, it's in the back of your head always, but yeah, just try to play our game.
Well, and talk to me about the way that game started. You know, we're sort of as casters setting the stage, Team Risk, they need to play quickly. And then they start off with a first blood in the jungle to eat Chrome, stack up another kill or 2. How do you guys communicate after that to sort of calm down and
yeah, I mean, it's so bad. We just had one job just not to get stomped, and with the start I was like, maybe they can actually do it. But then he got a kill in solo, I think 1 or 2 kills, and then we kind of stabilized from that. Yeah, and that had an early rotation to do, and that's kind of got even from there. And
did you get the feeling that Team Risk were maybe, I mean, obviously they had to try to win really quickly. Do you think that's something you were able to capitalize on? Do you think they made some mistakes that they made not otherwise because they had
I mean, probably at like 15 minutes they realized it's not going to happen, so they kind of just gave up, I feel like.
Understood. Hey, that's a first seed for you guys. A great tournament from you. Excited to see what you get done in Vegas. Great game from you personally as well. And the desk will take it from here.
Thank you, thank you.
Hi, babesies. You're on speaker.
What up, TT?
Hi, congrats on the first seed.
First seed.
First seed. Leave me alone. What?
Here with chat?
Yeah, we're here with Chad. We want to know, how do you feel?
Feels good. It feels good. I mean, I feel like the games, I mean, these guys are just so good too. Like, these players are probably one of the best players I've played with in SMITE.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just so easy when to shot call or like just call in general when everybody just knows what they're doing. You know, it's just less calling.
Who do you think was the MVP on all the games that you guys been playing? If you had to do like one person.
Johnny.
Johnny?
I'm not sure. Yeah, Johnny's just so consistent.
Okay. Who do you think? Okay, Chad is asking if the Walker is the best solo laner you ever play with.
Hey, I'm going to have to say yes, 100%. 1,000%. I think he is the best solo laner in the game.
How do you feel on the early game on this game?
It was fucking rough. Did you see it? We were like getting on level 1 so bad, just literally by the bush. I'm like, yo, can I have 1 minion, please? one XP?
Literally. But you guys were chilling because you guys knew that you guys had to play slow either way to win the win.
Exactly. But that was scary because it was they were playing so fast, which that team isn't normally doing that.
You think? Keep it going.
In the early game, I mean, they got a huge lead in duo. Like, we were super zoned. Jigway was... we were suiciding for waves.
Yeah, I saw.
So, yeah, that was crazy. But then we were able to come back through the solo side, and I went mid. We were able to get a double kill.
So you think that Walker coming to stop that madness was the clutch play there?
Yeah, it was what brought us back.
Perfect.
And then mid, we got a bunch of kills, and then I got back too.
How do you feel with the versus the Globe team? How do you guys feel? You guys play a really clean game, really good objectives?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't do anything in that game. I think Sap just went crazy that game with Cuckoo. He was just hitting everything.
Yeah, I think he opened the eyes of everyone and they were like, wait, Cuckoo's still there in the map. Yes. Okay, and what does being in the first seed mean for you guys? So is like spot secure for you guys, or how is it going?
We're already in the semifinals of Vegas.
Okay, so it means you guys can only be 4th place plus.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. What is like going into a team that you never played with before and winning first place with no practice at all?
It's pretty much saying everybody that's ever doubted me in SMITE, go fuck yourself. Is what I gotta say.
I agree. I totally agree, and I respect that. And I say the same thing. No, I'm kidding. Chat says, let's fucking go. That's my goat.
Tell Chat to go retweeting my last tweet.
Yeah, Chat, go retweet the last tweet. You guys already know that shit is gonna be fire.
Since Haddock said, I can only carry noobs in the SCC. That's what he said, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Right, I love you, Titi. I love you, Chat. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm excited to go to Vegas and, just play and have a good time.
Dale, Titi. I'll call you later. Thank you for the interview.
It's so cold.
I bet. Thank you for the interview. Bye.
Bye.
Spicy interview right here, right now, chat. Yeah, pretty much this is it, chat. We're fucking going to Vegas. First seat. W tweet. You guys have to go retweet, share with your mom, your parents, your friends, your best friend, your girlfriend, your neighbors, everyone that we're going to Vegas. We fucking made it this far, and it's only going up from here. Show it to your ex too. It's okay. Your ex will understand that this is really important for you to send her that. Dale, chat. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much.